Welcome to our first presentation of the Evening with Gelda program. Today, we have the illustrious presence of the great poetess Eva Petropoulou-Lianou. Eva is awarded the author for children's literary and poetic. She was born in Xylocastor, Greece. Initially, she loved journalism, and in 1994, she worked as a journalist for the French newspaper Le Libre Journal. But her love for Greece won her over, and she returned in 2002. She has published books and e-books as Me and My Other Self, My Shadow, Geraldine and the Lake Elf in English-French, as well as The Daughter of the Moon in the 4th edition in Greek-English. Her work has been included in the Greek Encyclopedia Harris Pettis. Her books have been approved by the Ministry of Education and Culture in Cyprus for the Student and Teacher Library. Her new books, The Fair of the Amazon, Mircea, Myths and Stories of the Far East, were released in 2019. Recently, she published the book The Adventures of Samurai Nogai-san in English. She collaborates with electronic literary magazine, the Poetry Magazine. Eva is also a member of the Association Alia Mundi Serbia, the International Society of Writers and Artists of Greece, and the Piraeus Society of Letters and Arts, as well as the Corinthian Writers Society. Well, let's start our interview, dear poetess. Esteemed poetess, when was poetry present in your life?
My father, when I write a poem, I dedicate that poem to him, or I want to talk to him, or I want to talk to my grandmother.
Tell us, in your opinion, is poetry the most beautiful way to expand universal literature?
So, for me, the poetry it's the best way to communicate, and it's the most beautiful way to expand the universal literature. Yes, I believe that.
Which poetic styles do you prefer to write your poems?
I don't have very specific poetic styles. I'm just doing with my heart. I believe that you don't need to have or to measure something in the poetry if you want to express really to express or write with your heart. I'm writing with my heart. That means that I'm writing I'm writing about how I feel about what is going on, about the war, about the selfness, the sadness, the rejection, and all that I write by my heart, and I make it love poetry. That means that I believe if we love each other and we respect each other and we believe strongly in our dreams, and we have the right to make our dreams true, and we must respect each other. We must be all together and follow a way of gratitude So that's what I write in my poetry. So I'm very free. I write freely. I don't use specific styles.
Tell us one ancient poet and one contemporary who inspires you the most in the construction of your poetry.
Now about the poet from antiquity, I like Sappho from ancient Greece. Sappho was the first woman that she was writing poem, and she was living in Mytilene, and her poem was very, very touching and sensitive, and was speaking about the love and the respect. And the contemporary poet here in Greece, unfortunately I can say that we have so many, fortunately, we have so many, so I think that if I mention one, maybe it will be unjust for the others. So I prefer to say that in Greece we are a small country, and we have a lot of poets as authors, and all of them, they are very good, and I like to read about them, especially about their opinions, and about I like to observe also how they write or how they use their words. It's amazing how we can do things with a word. We can say a lot of things by our poetry.
Which poets from platforms and social media do you usually follow?
And so I follow and I read poets, but I really don't want to say a name because they are all so good, and I like them and I respect them.
Tell us, in your opinion, does a poet need to have academic education, or is it possible to write empirically?
And in my opinion, I don't think that a poet, in my humble opinion, a poet, he don't need to have an education academic. As I tell you, I'm writing with my heart. I follow my heart, and if I want to say something, I just let it in the paper, and I go and I follow word by word, sentence by sentence, verse by verse, and this is what is poetry. In Greek, the word poetry, it is PEC. PEC means I do, doing. So I think that we all do, we are doing. So this is poetry. It depends after how you are educated, how where you live, and how you have learned to express your feelings, your sentiments, or your opinion in something. And so I believe, poetry, you just go and you just start to write. That's my humble opinion.
What advice would you like to give to those who start in the field of poetry?
And about the new poets, I think that they have to read. I keep reading. I read a lot of poetry, a lot of books in English and in Greek, and I keep reading and observing and writing, and sometimes I write a poem, but it's not going out. I work in my poetry. I want that when it's going to be published, it's going to be a perfect poem according to me. So the new poets must read, they must observe, and they must listen to the poets that they already exist, and to see what is going on in poetry. And but the most important for me is they have to read.
Kindly, can you recite to us a poem of yours now?
So now, if you want, I really want to share with you a poem that I like very much. It's called "Before You Exist." It's a love poem, and I write it for a person very close to me. So it goes like that. Before you exist, you were a thought in my soul. Before you speak, I understand your words. For years, loneliness was my only companion. See the stars, make wishes, hope and hope and hope. Before you exist, before I met you, I knew your perfume. Before you speak, I understand your soul. See the birds, make wishes, hope and pray, pray and pray. Before we imagine, I draw a circle. I see you and me inside, protected, blessed. Before you kiss me, I feel your lips and your body, a fireball burning me slowly and slowly. Before I leave, I will never say goodbye. Thank you so much, Gelda. I really appreciate, and thank you so much to give me this opportunity. I hope you continue, all of you, to write poems and stay safe, and just follow your heart, even for the poem.
Dear Silva, it was a great pleasure to have interviewed you today. Receive our thanks to your time here, and see you in the next Sunday. Bye bye, everyone.